So the story of flame retardants actually starts in the 70s when they were first used in children's pajamas. Some classes of these chemicals were banned and some were just removed from flame retardants after testing showed that they could be mutagenic and carcinogenic. So then in the early 80s, there was another class of flame retardants that was introduced called PBBs, just polybrominated biphenyls, PBBs. But the really interesting story there is that the chemical company that manufactured PBBs also manufactured an animal fertilizer. And for a period of several months, they actually crossed the labels on the bags. So the bags of animal feed supplement that were supposed to be delivered to the farm animals were actually the PBB chemicals. And the farmers, of course, were the first ones who noticed this when their animals had loss of appetite. They started getting sick. Many of them started to die. These chemicals are lipophilic. They're fat-loving, so they accumulate in the fatty tissue of these animals. So at that point, these PBBs had entered into the food chain. And millions of people in Michigan, where this occurred, were exposed to these chemicals through their diet. And it led to they had to cull millions and millions of animals. All right, so PBBs, we go there. So they were banned from the market. That led to the not very creative creation of PBDEs, very similar chemical. If we saw the structure, you'd see they're almost the same chemical. PBDEs were used in consumer products like anything that has polyurethane foam. So the seat cushions you're sitting in, they're incorporated into the plastics in televisions, computers, they're used in carpeting. So these were in commerce for probably, well, up until for 30 years. So in the mid-2000s, they started to be banned because we started to learn what was so bad about these chemicals. So we learned that they migrate out of the products they're in into our environment. We inhale them, we ingest these chemicals, and then we started to learn that they cause severe adverse health effects, neurodevelopmental delays. They look just like our endogenous hormones in our body, so they can be hormone mimics. So they interfere with the endocrine system. So PBDEs were banned, right? So that's a good story, but unfortunately, like the story with PBBs and what happened with the flame retardants in kids' pajamas, there was already a new set of flame retardants that were ready to be out on the market that weren't tested for safety beforehand. And what we're learning about these is that they also have a very poor health profile, right? What's really striking here is that some of the chemicals that are currently in market use now, it was the same chemical that was removed from the children's pajamas in the 70s that was found to be mutagenic at the time, and not banned, but removed from the market in the 70s, only to reappear almost 30 years later in children's products. It was used as a replacement for some of these PBDEs in the, used as a flame retardant in consumer products.